3 Class AA sectional semifinal football. It's a mouthful, but it should be a fine ball game. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Carrier Dome on the campus of Syracuse University. This is Dave Ryan alongside Ken Chase. And Kenny, a good ball game expected tonight. West Genesee against Auburn.
That's right. Auburn Maroons coming to the game 4-3 in the league, 5-3 overall. West Genesee Wildcats are 6-1, 6-2 overall.
These two ball clubs met once so far this year in Class AA play. West Genesee coming out on top.
19-0 in that particular ball game. Auburn coming out on top. West Genesee coming out on top. Well, Auburn's looking to rebound against that particular loss.
Now this year, of course, the ball club doing better of the two is West Genesee, but you can really throw the records out tonight because it's playoff time inside the Dome.
That's right, and anything can happen in football, and inside the Dome we have perfect field conditions. Everything's perfect. Anything can happen. The key to the football game, I believe, is the running attack. West Genesee runs the ball quite well with Randy Comrade. Auburn has 3 of the top 10 rushers in the league on their team. The key thing is if West Genesee can stop the Auburn rushing attack, and if Auburn can put the ball in the air against that 7-diamond defense that West Genesee runs, and then get some quick scores that way. But it's going to be the defense going up against the rushing game of both particular teams.
Sectional semifinals are on the way. Coaches' interviews are next. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
It's the ultimate NFL highlight show. Every Sunday, see the greatest action from every game played that day. More NFL highlights than ever before in one show. Join Chris Berman, Pete Axthelm, and Tom Jackson for NFL Prime Time. Sundays at 7 Eastern, only on ESPN.
I'm here with Coach Al Brunetti of the Auburn Maroons. Coach, to say it's a big game is an understatement because we both know if you lose tonight, it's it. It's all over.
It's all over, but it doesn't take away from the season we've had. We've come a long way since last year, but now we're still hungry, and second season's upon us now, Kenny. You know that.
Coach, I want to talk about that second game. You played them, you lost 19-0. Obviously, there's got to be some changes, some things that you're going to do differently this game. Share them with us.
Well, we're going to try and show a couple more formations, do the same things we've always done, but just a little more window dressing and see if we could cause a little confusion.
You and I were together down in Binghamton. We playing football as TC Jets. Going to see a lot of that same type of offense, the Pro T and the Eagle defense.
You know it. We've been there before, worked before, and we're going to bring it back. Yes, sir, we are.
Okay, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot, Kenny. Good seeing you.
And now to Dave Ryan with Coach Joe Carruthers of the West Genesee Wildcats.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. With West Genesee head coach Joe Carruthers. Coach, it all comes down to this. The sectionals inside the Carrier Dome, something the ball club's been winning for all year.
Well, it's a new season now. The other season's over with, and now's the time to play football, and past records don't count for anything, and what you've done in the past doesn't count for anything. It's what you do right now.
What do you see as the keys tonight's ball game against the Auburn Maroons?
Well, we're going to have to control the ball. We're going to have to block and tackle, and that's something that's no different than any football game, and we're going to have to do those things. We're going to have to keep them off the board, and we're going to have to stop the 3 great backs that they've got.
You think the ball club's got to be a little bit more mentally tough coming into the Carrier Dome? The surroundings are a little bit unfamiliar.
Well, I think the kids have got to focus harder, and it's tougher to get that kind of thing because there's so much other distractions around, so it makes it very difficult. So they've got to reach down inside themselves and focus on what they're doing, and we've got to get our game plan going and just get the job done.
Let's take a look at some of the key players for your team tonight. First of all, number 77, Barry Thornton.
Well, Barry's our center, and he's our nose guard. He's one of the biggest kids on our team. He's absolutely the strongest kid we have. Excellent player, and I look for him to be a good college prospect.
Next, the offensive threat, one of the threats you've got, number 84, the tight end, Mike King.
Well, Mike King has caught several TD passes for us. He's been around since a sophomore. He's a tough workman type kid. He blocks, he tackles, he plays defense. He does everything you could ever ask as a football player.
The field general, the quarterback, number 12, Scott McCall.
Scott McCall's been battling injuries his whole high school career, and now as a senior, he's put it all together, and he really looks like he can do the job now. He's matured, and as far as having a kid that is on the field as a coach, he certainly is it.
And next, back to the line players of the ball game, number 72, Eric Biddle.
Eric Biddle's a tough kid. He's been around a long time with us. He started as a sophomore. He's going to play offensive tackle and defensive tackle tonight. And he's one of those kind of kids that you could beat on all day long and never have a bruise. He's a real tough kid.
Coach, thanks very much, and the best of luck tonight against Auburn.
Thank you very much.
Coach Joe Carruthers of the West Genesee Wildcats. The kickoff is next. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
How do you find out when an administration is corrupt? How do you find out when a government is hiding the truth? How do you find out about those who would like you not to find out? To become better informed about the role of a free press and how it protects your rights, contact the First Amendment Center.
Welcome back to the Carrier Dome, everyone. Dave Ryan alongside Ken Chase. We're just about set for the start of tonight's Section 3 sectional semifinal ball game between Auburn and West Genesee. And Ken, looking at the ball clubs now, a big game tonight. It all comes down to this, really. The first game of the sectionals, and both teams a little bit jittery right now.
Have to be. The whole key is having that adrenaline going. Everybody's got the little bit of butterflies. Even though you played 7 games, 8 games, you know that this is the playoffs. This is what it's all about.
Take a look at the officials for this evening's ball game. Jim Ryan is the referee. Dominic Farrell is the umpire. Jim Oshner, the linesman. The line judge is Frank Mizzarelli, and the back judge is Steve Riedel. So we're just about set for the start of tonight's ball game between West Genesee and Auburn. Now, the two ball clubs met earlier, as you mentioned in the pregame show, Ken, a 19-0 win for West Genesee. Do you think players on the Auburn side are having that in their head right now?
Well, you know what happened in that game? The first play or the second play of the game, the fullback for West Genesee, Dave Mancini, ran 75 yards. West Genesee had come out in a 4-4 defense. They changed their defense around back to an Eagle defense, which is what you're probably going to see here tonight. There's got to be adjustments. I think Auburn's made the proper adjustments. Hopefully they'll come out here and show us what they can do.
Mark Dell is set to kick off for West Genesee from his own 40-yard line. We're just about set. It all comes down to this inside the Carrier Dome. Squib kick. They're going for the onside on the first play of the game. It's smothered by Auburn. And the Maroons take over 1st and 10.
Coach Joe Carruthers right there said, I've got faith in my defense, so I'll try the onside kick right off the bat. I know my defense played well. We shut them out the last time. Let's take a gamble.
1st and 10 for the Maroons from the 49-yard line of Auburn. Finished the season this year, 4-3 in the league, 5-3 overall. Full house backfield on 1st and 10. J.P. Lattimore, number 14, calls the signals for the Maroons. Glenn Campbell off right tackle a couple yards. He's into West Genesee territory to about the 46-yard line. A nice run off right tackle, the first play of the ball game.
Sweet play.
Pickup of just about 5 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 5 situation. Behind the quarterback, Lattimore, Steve Humphrey, Dave Mancini, and Glenn Campbell lining up in the wishbone formation. Lattimore rolls left. He's going to keep and be buried for a loss. Defensive end Mike King, number 84, was there to gobble him up. A loss of 5 yards.
On that particular play, what happened was Mike King stayed at home. And by staying at home, that means he didn't pursue the play behind the line of scrimmage. Now watch Mike King at the bottom of your screen. You see, he sees that it's coming outside. He makes sure that the quarterback cannot get outside of him, and he comes up and makes the good tackle.
Big loss, puts the football back where the Maroons started things out on this drive. 49-yard line of Auburn, 3rd and 10. Lattimore gives to the first man through. He's followed up for another loss, and the Auburn Maroons will be forced to kick on their first possession of the ball game.
Nice play in there by Barry Thornton, Ed. Those of you at home, watch Barry Thornton play nose guard. He's been playing that position for the past couple of years. It's the kind of position where you've got a guard blocking down on you and the center hitting you most times, and you've really got to be skilled and experienced. He plays a very, very mean nose guard.
Number 74, Jim Farrington, is set to kick. He'll release from about the 40-yard line. End-over-end floating kick goes to Phillips, number 80. Mike Phillips, the return gets about to the 24-yard line, and that's where West Genesee takes over 1st and 10 on its first possession of the evening.
What happened in that particular exchange was when you start with the onside kick, you give the team the ball at the 50-yard line. That's why the field position is 25 right now. If the ball had been kicked off, perhaps there would have been another 20 yards difference or so. but the gamble still paid off from the standpoint, and there's Coach Crothers right there, and he's happy. He's pleased with his defense because he felt confident his defense would be able to come out the first series and stop him.
Scott McCall, number 12, 5'11", 160-pound junior is the quarterback. Man in motion. Gives to the first man through. That's their big man, the running back, number 44, Randy Conrad. Stands 6 foot, weighs 205, a senior, one of the leaders in Class AA in rushing this year. Had a great season. Bottled up there for about a yard gain, if that.
Randy Conrad reminds me of that guy Marv Hubbard. Played for Colgate, played with the then Oakland Raiders. Wore the exact same number. And if you'll notice, Randy doesn't have a lot of moves or fakes. He's a straight-ahead bull.
Doyle and Conrad lining up behind the quarterback. Motion man gives again, goes to Conrad. This time tries the left side, gets a yard or two to set up a third down and long situation for the West Jennings Wildcats. Before the ball game, Ken, Coach Crothers saying that the possibility we could see things open up a bit, and in fact on the opening play of the game, the squib kick or the onside kick was attempted, but to no avail as Auburn was able to jump on the football.
You know who's going to have to open the game up? Auburn will have to open the game up by throwing on the cornerbacks. Right here, you're going to see West Tennessee probably stay conservative and with their bread and butter, who is Mr. Conrad.
Doyle in motion. He'll get it on the right side. Mike Doyle, 30-yard line. That's about all. Well short of a first down. Good defensive play by number 28, Scott Sweeney, the sophomore defensive back. And it forces West Genesee to punt its first possession of the ball game. First punt of the game coming up for the Wildcats. 8:05 remaining in the opening period. Both clubs kind of feeling one another out so far. No score. Clock ticking under 8 minutes.
Good solid defense performed by both teams.
Number 42, Mike Doyle, will punt for West Genesee. Takes the snap and releases. High punt and a nice one. Fair catch called for. Nearly fumbled on the play. Dave Mancini, number 26, the fullback, makes the play at about the 40-yard line, and that's where Auburn takes over. 1st and 10 on its second possession of the evening.
Right now, they've had 2 exchanges. Both defenses have performed well. I think momentum will swing initially to the first team to get a first down or a play that'll go over 10, 15 yards.
Again, the wishbone formation will line up behind the quarterback, number 14, J.P. Lattimore. Campbell lines up in the slot and moves in motion. He'll get the football up right tackle. Glenn Campbell, big opening. Into the defensive backfield of the Wildcats. Gets about to the 47 or 48-yard line. A gain of 6 or 7 yards, depending on where officials spot it. Nice gain off right tackle.
That time they switched to a wing T type of offense. They put Campbell on the wing, and they brought him down in motion. And when he got in motion, he cut back inside, and there was a nice tackle in there by Bill Chrysler. He might have had a lot more running room if he'd have gotten to the sideline.
Second down play. Again, Campbell in motion. Again, he gets the football off right tackle. Rolls ahead. His forward momentum might have given himself a first down. He's very close. The side judge, I believe, has given Glenn Campbell the first down. If so, Auburn has the first down of this game.
The exact same play again. They brought the guard in motion this time. They brought the guard with them this time, and the guard kicked out. If you'll look, you'll see Jeff Alberici kicks out, and after that, it's just a bullying of Glenn Campbell to fight for that first down yard. It's 1st and 10 Auburn.
From the 49-yard line of West Genesee. Campbell again in the slot. Goes to the first man through, Steve Humphrey, number 11. Nice run, 6 or 7 yards. Tackle made by number 77, Barry Thornton, the nose guard for West Genesee, but a nice gainer that time by Humphrey, number 11.
Now, when you've got a first down play that picks up more than 5 yards, that leaves you in a second down situation that is beautiful, because now you have 2nd and short. And in essence, from this area, even if it's 4th down and short, the coach will probably still go for it and he wouldn't punt. So this is a play that you usually look for the ball to go in the air or something that's going to be a big play to what they call, what Sid Gillum used to call, stretching the defense. Stretching them horizontally, stretching them vertically, and it makes your running game more effective.
2nd down and 3. 6:10 remaining in the first. Motion man again is Humphrey. Gets the football, breaks 1 tackle, and might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Defensive end King involved in the stop again, number 84. It'll be a third down, just about 5, maybe lost a yard.
They're running the sweep, and this time what they're doing is they're putting Steve Humphrey as the motion back. Steve comes from his wing, but as you can see there's a great play again by Mike King. Mike King fought off the kick-out block, came across, penetrated, and put up a tough third down situation for Auburn.
Third down and 4. Good goes to the second man through. It's going to be Mancini, stopped short of the first down. It appears Auburn again will be forced to kick the football back to West Genesee.
Darren McLaren got great penetration that time, coming in from his defensive end position, and he was helped out there by John Vallali. You can see right there's Vallali and McLaren coming right in there and just stuffing the hole.
Barrington, number 74, will kick for the Maroons. He races around his own 46-yard line. Bouncing kick. Phillips fields it dangerously at about the 17-yard line, nearly fumbling the football. Just as he got it, he was hit very hard on the play. Number 85 involved in the stop, Mike Dolan, for the Auburn Maroons, and that's where West Genesee will take over 1st and 10 from about its own 18-yard line.
I'm sure Coach Joe Carruthers right there had a little bit of a wince when he saw the ball being fielded and contact made at that exact second. But if he didn't field the ball, that ball would have probably rolled another 10 yards or so. So in retrospect, it was a good play.
4:50 remaining in the first period. Motion man is Fritz. Pitch. Doyle, number 42, far sideline, still on his feet. Close to a first down. He might have gotten it with a good second effort toward the 29-yard line.
Eric Biddle got out in front of that play and made a very, very nice block on the defensive end. And when you're playing offensive tackle and they run a sweep outside of you, what you're trying to do is get your head on the defensive end's outside leg. Once you can do that and establish that position, then you swing your body around and turn that defensive end inside towards the play. That was a great bit of blocking there by Eric Biddle, and he sprung Mr. Doyle.
Doyle got the first down from the 29-yard line of the Wildcats. Vallali in motion. McCall's going to keep it and rolling right. Council's trying to track him down. He's going to catch him. Defensive end Art Council, number 87, makes a great play. All the way back to the 19-yard line of West Genesee, but there is a penalty flag down.
Looks like holding against West Genesee. Art Council is the one player that Coach Brunetti pointed out to me before the game has major college potential. He's a big kid. He's 6'4", 215 pounds, and he's quick.
Holding, offense, third down.
That play, there was a man who was open initially. Look for that play to come back again. That's what that is they're faking the counter, and then they're bringing the wide receiver from the opposite side of the field to the side where the quarterback is rolling out to. He didn't have time to throw the ball that time, but Mike King was open.
Penalty backs up the Wildcats 10-yard second down and 20 from the 19-yard line of West Genesee. Chris goes in motion behind McCall. Got McCall, number 12 is rolling. He's throwing for Chris. He's got it. 50-yard line, 1st and 10 West Genesee. Bill Chris, number 33, makes a great catch on a fine throw by the quarterback Scott McCall, enough for a first down for West Genesee, a big gainer of nearly 30 yards.
Not only was Chris open, but Mike Doyle was open, running a seam pattern or fade pattern straight down the field. You see he winds up, rolling out to his left, right-handed quarterback. Now look at Doyle. If you can see Doyle in your picture, Doyle's 5 yards still downfield, but he hit one of the open guys. That's Chris, and that's a big pickup for West Tennessee Wildcats.
Mancini on the coverage and made the tackles for the Maroons. 1st and 10 for West Genesee. Official timeout with 3:51 remaining in the first period. No score, West Genesee and Auburn. Sectional semifinals of Class AA in Section 3. McCall brings the troops up to the line. Vallali slip on the bottom of your screen right. He goes in motion. Conrad, the lone man in the backfield. Fake to him. It goes to Vallali off left tackle. He's got a nice gainer of about 5 or 6 yards. Tough to tell on that play whether the motion man Valali was going to be the decoy or not even. Ended up getting the football. Looked much like a play from Coach Bernetti on the other sideline.
That's exactly right. What it is the man comes in motion, and when he comes in motion, you stick the ball in his stomach and then pull it out, and then the quarterback continues around the opposite flank. The motion is what you hope the defense reads, and that gives the quarterback an extra time to go and attack the flank.
Gain of 5. Second down and 5. Conrad will get it up the middle, puts his head down. He's close to a first down, about a yard or two short.
Good slap of leather, huh?
Third down and about 2. The big fullback, Randy Conrad, just putting his head down and getting some good yards, keeping those legs churning. That's the name of his game.
That's the name of his game. You saw Randy Conrad do what Randy Conrad does best. Coaches call it going north to south. That's headed straight towards the goal line, and whatever in your way, well, that just has to get either run over or take me down. That's the way Randy plays football.
Conrad a bit short of a first down. 3rd and 1 from the 42 of the Maroons. McCall, pitch to Doyle on the 42, tripped up in the backfield. He'll be short of a first down. Council again making the stop, coming from his left defensive end spot, was in the offensive backfield. Mancini also coming up from his defensive back spot to make a good play.
You see the quick pitch. Mancini comes up from his safety position, forcing it that time. Mancini, what the play was obviously when they saw a pitch come your side, you go and force. Now, I like what I said in the pregame when I talked to Coach Brunetti. This is exactly what we used when we played it for the TC Jets. And whenever you saw a motion, the safety on that side came and forced, and that's what Mancini did that time.
4th down and 1. Valali, number 35, comes in motion behind the quarterback. McCall fakes the both and is going to pass. King, complete, 25-yard line, first down. The tight end, number 84, Mike King, makes another good reception. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Everybody was thinking run. It went to the air, and it was successful for Coach Carruthers.
That's exactly the play that they ran the time before they got the holding play on. They faked the ball to Valali, and now King was open. I said he had been open the last time, and there he is open again. He just got in back of the defender right there, Steve Humphrey. Now, these defenders are trying to come up and stop Randy Conrad, so they've got a two-fold type of thing they've got to stop there, the pass and the run. Now,
1st and 10 from the 19. Give goes to Doyle. Bounces off one tackle, second effort. You hear the natural sound on the sideline, taking a good lick at about the 15-yard line, involved in the stop, number 45, Rob DeChick, a linebacker for the Maroons.
I'll tell you, that sound, it just, oh, baby, I love that sound. It just gives me chills up and down my spine. I love that.
Pads popping.
Yes, sir, good buddy. He used to have a coach who used to always say, I want to hear some leather popping, some leather. Now they don't use leather. They've got that high-tech plastic stuff, but yeah, coaches still say leather. I think that's fine.
2nd and 5 from the 14. Under a minute remaining in the first period. No score. Conrad right up the middle. Going from north to south, as Ken just said, inside the 10-yard line. He's very close to a first down for West Jenny, depending on where the side judge marks that football.
And if you notice in this drive, they've done everything. Right now it's just straight-ahead football. The guard and center double team the nose guard. The other guard from the opposite side comes around the double team and kicks out on the inside linebacker. It's a quick hitter, and that play has to be a play that's set up with the center, the 2 guards, and the fullback. The fullback then reads the head of the double team. Most times the double team, you're going to win. And obviously, first down, when you get the ball to Conrad in that situation, there it goes. Less than 10 yards to go. So what do you play-by-play guys say? 1st and goal? That's right.
That's it. 15 ticks of the clock remaining in the first. Doyle split on the left side. Chris comes on the near side. 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Conrad, the lone man in the backfield. Doyle comes in motion. McCall rolling left, looking to throw. Now he's going to run. Foot race to the goal line. McCall is in. Touchdown, West Genesee. The quarterback, number 12, Scott McCall, in the end around, was able to outrun the defenders for the Auburn Maroons and get into the end zone. It's 6-0 West Jenny.
A nice play selection. The defensive end came up and forced the play real well, but boy, there was a great block, and then McCall just put on a nice little shifty move. And I thought there was a point there where he might have been able to dump the ball, but he decided to do the safe thing, which was put it on the ground, tuck the ball in, race to the corner, and he beat him.
Have the hold of number 23, Joe Dell. Nick Licamelli, number 7, attempts to tack on the point after touchdown. He's got it through the uprights and good. And West Genesee has jumped out to a 7-0 lead at the end of the first period.
Nick Licamelli, I love that name. It's a great drive right there. They incorporated everything in that particular drive. They had the long pass. They had the nice runs up the middle. They had the quick pitches to Doyle. What they've done is they've given the Auburn defense a number of things to think about now. We have a West Genesee player who's down. Here's the touchdown. Now watch, they're faking the flat. You see the defensive end came up, but a great block was thrown there, and now it's just racing to the corner by McCall. Dave Schnell came from his offensive guard position, rolled out in front, and threw a great block on Chris Militello. And that's really what happened. I think it's Dave Schnell who's down on the field.
It is Dave Schneid, number 53, who's injured on the play. He's going to be able to come up, thankfully, under his own power. It appears he's all right. Coach Joe Carruthers gives him a pat on the shoulder.
He threw a great block. Schneid threw an outstanding block. And those blocks are so difficult because the defensive end was 4 or 5 yards into the backfield with momentum. And Schneid just took his inside leg out, and then McCall skipped in front of him and then used his speed to beat the also quite a quick Dave Mancini to the corner. McCall showed he's got some jets.
Number 11, Steve Humphrey. Number 26, Dave Mancini. Stand back deep for the Auburn Maroons as you see Coach Bernetti giving some instructions to his quarterback, J.P. Lattimore, about when the Maroons will take over the football.
Go to the dome, bring it home. West Genesee has a nice backing here, as well as Auburn. And as we like to say, these kids go out there every single day after school and practice hard. And on this particular day, now it's Friday evening, they get a chance to show their wares. Go out and support those kids. The kids in your community, the kids in your neighborhood.
The end of the first period, West Genesee leads at 7-0. Number 24, Mark Dell, will kick off from his own 40-yard line. Humphrey is deep along with Mancini, number 26, standing at about their own 20. Low line drive kick. Number 26, Mancini, pulling his way ahead to about the 38-yard line, and that's where the Maroons take over 1st and 10, trailing 7-zip.
Now it's key now for Auburn to get a drive going so that they feel like they're in the ball game. They lost 19-0 the last game, and now they're down 7-0. I'm sure the kids have got to be thinking, we've got to rebound, and they can't wait. It's got to happen right now.
1st and 10. Lattimore calls the signal. Give goes to Mancini, number 26, tries the left side, gets a few yards across the 40-yard line to about the 42. Cuts him about a 2nd down and 7 for the Maroons.
Now, if you notice the West Genesee defense, next time they come out on the ball, they've got their nose guard over the center, which is normal. Now they've got their 2 tackles. They usually are over the tackles. Their 2 tackles are over the guard now, and they put their inside linebackers over the tackle. They wing them out. You see how they're winged out there. There's nobody really in the middle, and they sort of a diamond effect.
Humphrey and Campbell switch positions. Mancini again tries the left side, gets to about the 45-yard line.
Oh, in that particular defense, it's very, very difficult to run in there. And when they have the middle linebacker, John Vallali, they've got Mark Dell, Bill Chris playing very, very, very tight. They dare you to throw the fade pattern. They really do dare you to put the ball up in the air.
3rd down and 4 from the 45-yard line of the Maroons. 10:30 and ticking remaining in the first half. Campbell in the slot left. Here goes the number 11. Humphrey cut from behind by Mike King, but a big run by number 11, Steve Humphrey, the 5'10", 175-pound senior. Gets all the way inside the 25-yard line to about the 22. 1st and 10 for the Maroons, a big play.
You can see they have the counter going that way. This is the first time they've run the counter play. They ran it back, and there's Humphrey, and he's off to the races. Unfortunately, he's got a wide receiver in back of him, and King drags him down. Humphrey, 35-yard run.
Play resumes, 1st and 10 for the Maroons. Mancini off right tackle, gets nothing. Resolved in the stop. Eric Biddle, number 72, a 6 foot, 225-pound defensive end, a senior.
Biddle came up and made a nice pick there. Those are the kind that you sit up at night and dream about. You want to make sure that if you hit the guy, boy, if I can put him on his back, I'll be so happy. Biddle came across and did exactly that. And Mancini's a tough kid. I mean, Mancini's no pushover.
2nd and 8. Campbell lines up in the slot left, now comes in motion. Lattimore fakes him, rolling left, looking to pass. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Auburn! Keith Zimmel, number 82, the tight end, was wide open on the play-action fake. Lattimore hit him. Touchdown, Maroons.
That's the exact same play West Genesee used. They faked the counter that Humphrey sprung on, and then he tucks the ball down on his hip. The whole key thing is if they can get outside of that defensive end and suck him in, you got a touchdown. That's the same play that West Genesee scored on, and the same play that West Genesee threw the long pass on. So now they're exchanging playbooks, and and maybe they might be a tie score.
Play covers 21 yards. The kick by Mancini is good, and we're all tied up at 7 apiece with 9:24 remaining in the first half. So the big play, Steve Humphrey, number 11, getting that 35-yard scamper, setting up the touchdown pass to Zimmel from the quarterback, J.P. Lattimore.
And Auburn, as I said, had to put the ball in the air to loosen up West Genesee, to again stretch them a little bit so that they're thinking pass. There, now watch him fake the ball to the outside, and now the wide receiver has run from the opposite side all the way across the field in back of the safeties, makes an outstanding catch. And that's right, son, that's 6 points. That is one I have to tell, folks, if you've never scored a touchdown, it is the most exhilarating feeling. But imagine if you're a high school football player the first time inside the dome. It's got to give you chills. It's a beautiful play.
Chris, Dell, and Conrad are deep. Number 33, Bill Chris, is the deep man standing at his own 10-yard line. Sever Gunarsha will kick off, number 15, from his own 40-yard line. 7-7 ball game, 9:24 remaining here in the first half.
Kicker's a Swedish exchange student. This is his 2nd year here. They say he's outstanding, can pop him in from about 40 yards out, but he's broken his leg twice. Let's see what kind of foot he gets into this.
Waiting the official signal. Gunarsha, spiraling boot to the right side. Chris lets it bounce. It'll go out of bounds. That'll be a 5-yard penalty going against Auburn, and the Maroons will be forced to kick the football over.
That was a powerful kick, though. It had a lot of that Swedish spin on it. Did you see that? It hit and just took off out of bounds. It's lucky that Bill didn't let the ball touch his body, because if he had, West Genesee would have taken possession of the ball at the 8-yard line.
Gunarsha will kick off from his own 35-yard line after the 5-yard penalty.
Legal procedure on the kicking team, re-kick.
9:24 remaining here in the first half. 7-7 the score, West Genesee and Auburn. The big Class AA section semifinals from the Carrier Dome on the campus of Syracuse University. It's homecoming weekend. Syracuse University and Navy will battle tomorrow here inside the Dome. The Orangemen favored by about 25 points on most of the betting lines. So a lot of excitement on the campus of SU this weekend. A lot of people coming back to alums. The matter at hand is local high school football. Gunarsha is finally set to resume play, kicking from his own 35. Chris, the deep man. End-over-end kick. Bill Chris receives at his own 6. Tries the left side, looking for a wedge. Gets out to about the 25-yard line. Return of about 20 yards for Bill Chris. Tackle made on the play by number 35, Tim Gauthier.
Benarsha got a good toe into that one, kicked it to the 5-yard line. If he'd have kicked off normally that way, that would have been right to the goal line. That was a very nice kick, very nice run back. Everybody performed well in the special teams. And people should realize special teams is 23% of a football game. Punting, kickoffs, things along those lines. And it's important to be efficient.
First and 10. Doyle comes in motion. Conrad off right tackle. Rolls his way ahead to about the 30-yard line. A gain of about 3 or 4 yards for Conrad. Second down for the Wildcats. Picks up 3 on the play, second down and 7. The clock continues to move with 8:40 left here in the first half. Valali split on the top of your screen, second and 7. Doyle comes in motion. Give goes to Mike Doyle off his left tackle. Gets 3 or 4 yards. Stopped after that, and it'll be third down and just about 4 for the Wildcats.
You notice when West Genesee runs from a wing situation, what they do is they take their wing back, they run him flat to the line, and then he bellies out to gain a little depth. That gives the quarterback a chance to judge where he is prior to the handoff, and it allows him to gain a little more speed.
Third and 4 from the 31-yard line of West Genesee. Doyle comes in motion. McCall, left, is throwing. Pass is complete, 45-yard line, another first down for West Genesee. Bill Sullivan, the big tight end, number 88, grabs that pass from Scott McCall, the quarterback. First and 10 for West Genesee, another big gainer. Looked like Auburn again expecting run in the pass, surprising a lot of people. Doyle again the decoy man, the motion play, and it works to perfection.
And they're giving everybody a chance to touch the football. You see right here, there's the fake to Doyle. McCall puts nice touch on the ball. And Sullivan goes up, gets the football, out jumps his smaller defender, Tim Gauthier.
Come on,
Into Auburn territory. McCall throwing on first down pass is intercepted. Auburn, 45-yard line of the West Genesee Wildcats. Rob the Chick, number 45, the linebacker, makes the play. Check that, number 35, Gauthier, making the big play. The defensive back, and it's first and 10 now for Auburn, and looked like they were expecting pass on that play.
Gauthier got beat that time before, but naturally being a defensive back myself, I love to see when they come back, and there you see him going down the sideline, and he gets run down by Eric Biddle, a big lineman, stopped a potential touchdown because he had a lot of green in front of him. Throwing on first down, the pass for Glenn Campbell is incomplete.
Glenn saying get that ball up a little bit. A bit disgusted with his quarterback, J.P. Lattimore. Second down and 10.
It's real important when you've got momentum. You get that interception and you come back. You want that first down play to be the kind of play where you say, yeah, here we come back again at you. This has been an outstanding football game, very evenly played.
Score is tied, 7-13 remaining in the first half. Campbell lines up in the slot and comes in motion. Left side, Glenn Campbell looking for yardage into the defensive backfield of West Genesee. A gain of about 4 or 5 yards for Glenn Campbell, number 32. Stop made by number 84, Mike King, the defensive end. Third down at about 5.
Glenn Campbell that time looked like he might have had a chance to bounce it to the outside, but he took the short yardage, just put his head down and hit the smaller Mike King and decided to deliver the blow instead of having the blow delivered to him, and fell forward for an extra couple of yards.
Big third down play. Campbell comes in motion behind his quarterback, Lattimore. JP is in trouble. He's tracked down and sacked for a big loss. Barry Thornton, number 77, the nose guard, 6 foot, 220-pound senior, gobbled him up at midfield, and Auburn is forced to kick.
They've gone to the well, and here they go again. They fake the end around, or the wingback coming outside. But Thornton, being a big man, 220 pounds, nose guard, just tracked down J.P. Lattimore, and now it's punt time.
Barrington gets a good high spiraling kickoff. Phillips fair catches it at about the 17-yard line, and that's where West Genesee takes over. First and 10 with 6 minutes even. Now after Coach Carruthers can chase. Your ball club jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but was kind of beaten by a bit of its own medicine on the pass play. The touchdown going to Zimmel from J.P. Lattimore. What do you tell your troops now?
Right now, we go back and do exactly what we've been doing. I'm sure Coach Crothers said, don't worry about it. It was a pass. It looked like there was a miscommunication because there was no West Genesee player around. But besides that, they've had a good drive. Look for Randy Conrad and Mike Doyle to take the football and run.
Chris, number 33, comes in motion. Pitch goes to Conrad left. McCall leading the blocks. Conrad rolls his way across the 25-yard line to about the 27. He needed to get out to the 29-yard line of the Wildcats for a first down. He's a bit short. Second down at about 2.
Watch this kid. Now this is what you call tough, hard-nosed running. There's nothing fancy here. I'm putting my head down and I'm running straight to daylight. And I'm just going to keep my legs moving. Watch his legs. Watch his legs. They're still moving. Still moving. Still moving. That's how you play football. I'm getting excited up here. Pad me up, Coach. I'll go down on a kickoff team.
A good lead block as well by the quarterback, McCall. Took out Gauthier on the near side. Second and 2 from the 27. Valali came in motion, whistles as the carry went to Doyle off of left tackle on the pitch. And the call is going to be delay of game against West Genesee.
They're attacking the flank when they see that Auburn has overshifted. Auburn is shifting down, and when they get a chance to attack the flank, they're coming right out there.
Delay of the game, offense, second down.
Right now they're using a quick pitch to do that. They're not having something that's a slow developing play. They're using that quick pitch, and that gets them out there one-on-one with a guy like Tim Gauthier, and Timmy's 5'10", 155. I'm sure they'd rather take him on than take on Art Council, who's 6'4", 215.
Penalty makes it a second down and 7 situation. Conrad, straight up the middle. Gets across the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
Speaking of Art Council, I don't see him in on defense right now.
Jeff Frederick, the linebacker involved in that last stop for the Auburn Maroons. Third down and about 4 from the 26-yard line with 4:45 remaining here in the first half. West Genny and Auburn tied at 7 apiece. Back split behind the quarterback McCall. Valali comes in motion, number 35. Conrad, pitch left. Randy Conrad gets around one man across the 35-yard line, enough for a first down for West Genesee. And again, the quarterback, Scott McCall, leading the blocking cause very well, number 12.
That was a beautiful play, and again, Randy Conrad getting him with a head of steam in front of him, that's going to make somebody Saturday morning real scary. You see Conrad right now just turns it up, and you know, there you see no fakes going on there. Randy's going straight at you. And when you're a defensive back and you see a big kid like that just rumbling and growling and coming, oh boy, I'll tell you, that's no fun, Dave.
Alrighty, first and 10 now, back to line up in the I formation. Call. It's going to throw on the right side. Chris has got it inside the 30-yard line. First down, West Genesee.
What a beautiful throw and catch. Both of them right on the money. Scott McCall, what touch. I mean, if he had a pocket on his jersey, it would have been right in there. Look at this. He just lofts the ball up there. Now watch this catch, because this is over the shoulder. A very difficult catch because you lose sight of it the split second it comes directly over your head, and then you catch sight of it again as it's coming towards your hands. Beautiful throw and catch.
Humphrey involved in the coverage. Carry goes to Doyle. He stood up at about the line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe 1 or 2 on the play. Steve Nunham, number 65, made a nice hit for the Auburn defensive cause. With a big play again from the quarterback McCall to Bill Chris, a great over-the-shoulder catch beating the defensive back Steve Humphrey, number 11. A great play. Puts the football inside the 25-yard line and puts West Genny in a very good position to score.
Each team has had their share of big plays that have put them in scoring position. It's what you do with it when you get there.
Conklin comes in motion. McCall, busted play, rolling right now, throwing. Overthrows his man. Doyle, the intended receiver, at the 10-yard line. Penalty flag is flying at about the 23-yard line of Auburn. And we'll see what that'll be. Looks like an offside call against the Wildcats, according to the public address announcer, Bill Wozniak.
Hello. Okay, where's the captain?
I believe one of the tight end left just a little bit too early. In that situation, Scott McCall has got to make sure that, especially if he knows it's on his team, that he doesn't throw an interception.
Legal procedure on the offense, declined, third down.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. And they're going to move them back. Oh no, they're going to take the down, which is smart. But I'll tell you, West Genesee has a kicker too, Wickamelli. Nick Wickamelli. The kid can kick the football.
Coach Carruthers looking on a big third down play for West Jenny. Game tie up at 7 apiece. McCall rolling left, option. Goes to the big man, Conrad. He's bottled up for a loss.
Fantastic play in there by Dave Mancini. Mancini came up from a strong safety position, stopped the quarterback and intimidated him to go and throw the ball, and then came across and made the tackle. Usually you ask one guy to do one thing. You see Mancini right there, he stops him, and then he comes over to get the tailback who's going to receive the pitch, and also helping out is Rob the Chick. But that play was all made by Mancini. Again, with the Auburn defense, once you see the ball going one side or another, they're going to have one of the safeties lying up there.
4th down and 12. Doyle comes in motion. McCall throwing, lofting a pass, complete, touchdown West Genesee. The tight end Bill Sullivan on the receiving end of a 29-yard touchdown pass from McCall, and not only did they get the first down, they got the touchdown. A great call by Coach Carruthers. West Jenny leads at 13-7.
What Coach Carruthers might have seen is exactly what I was talking about, that one of the safeties is flying up. If one of the safeties is flying up, that means there's got to be a space vacated. So you fake the run, hope the safety bites on it, and then slip your tight end in the same spot of the vacated spot of the safety.
Wickamelli will attempt to add the point after touchdown. He's 1 for 1 in that category this evening. Make that 2 for 2. 2:26 remaining here in the first half. It's now 14-7 West Genesee. 29-yard touchdown pass from McCall to the tight end Bill Sullivan, number 88, accounting for the West Jenny score, putting up by a touchdown.
I tell you what, again, he ran a fade pattern. Bill Sullivan is at the bottom part of the screen, and right now he's in that vacated area. He's just waiting for the football, and there it is. It's 6 points. Billy, you're a hero. Get up, buddy. You got to love it. You got to love it. So now it's 14-7, and there's plenty of time still with the explosions that have gone on. And the funny thing is, in the pregame, both coaches basically said, we're running football teams. We've got to stop their run, and we like to run. And what you figured to see was a lot of punches underneath the heart. McCall's already had 5 passes for 142 yards. He's 5 for 5. So McCall has been right on the money.
The tight ends making a big impact in this game so far for Auburn. Zimmel has caught a touchdown pass from J.P. Lattimore, and now Bill Sullivan, 6'2", 185-pound tight end, a junior, makes a great catch on a fine pass from McCall. And it's 14-7 West Jenny.
Well, McCall's 6 for 6, really. The interception was a complete attack to somebody, wasn't it?
Marked out, number 24 kicks off for West Jenny. Mancini and Humphrey are deep. Line drive kick. Humphrey turns his ground, gets across the 35-yard line, close to the 40. That's where Auburn takes over 1st and 10. And now Coach Bernetti down by 7 points. Do you throw the football, or do you keep it on the ground like they've been doing most of the way except for the touchdown pass?
You've got to set them up. You just can't come out and throw the football right away. You've got to get them to believe that you're going to be able to run the football effectively. And there's Al Brunetti, was one of my defensive coaches down in Binghamton Jets. He's now made the move up to the Auburn area, and Auburn's happy to have him. He's turning this football program right around.
Campbell in the slot now moves in motion. First down. Gives to the first man through a couple yards, and the football was fumbled and recovered by West Genesee. Jumping on the football, number 24, Mark Dell, and West Jenny takes over 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line of Auburn. Tough to see what happened there. The exchange was missed, apparently, between the first man through. It looked like Mancini.
The exchange was missed. I think the guy that was supposed to receive the ball was Steve Humphrey, and the ball must have squirted down there. But Dave, I, like you, sat here with my hand saying, you know, this is a quick game, but our crack staff got it. Whoa, good camera, Tom. Mark Dell right on top of the ball. Mark Dell he's a good kid. Before the game, I had a chance to talk to him a little bit, and he's kicking the ball, and you notice he's on the kickoff team, and he is the kicker on the kickoff team. And he can really boom it. And he said, no, Coach Crothers wants the squib because he just, you know, he doesn't want the potential big run back by Campbell or by Humphrey. So I'm going to squib the ball down there. But I can't kick. He's a good kid. And that time he got a chance to recover the fumble and potentially add some more points for the West Genesee Wildcats.
Look at some of the West Genny fans who have come out to the Carrier Dome tonight to support the Wildcats in this semifinal sectional ball game. There's a Boston Red Sox fan also. 1:46 remaining here in the first half. Timeout is credited to the Auburn Maroons, using their first of 3 here in the first half. 14-7 the score. West Genesee on top.
I think everybody gets excited about being inside. All the fans are a little more lively. Everybody's really excited about what's going on around here, and I don't blame them because this game is adding to that.
West Genny bench looking on. Play resumes. 1st and 10 from the 45. McCall under pressure. Rush to the pocket. Run to the football. Got McCall. 35-yard line. He's out of bounds there. Penalty flags dropped. That's going to be a late hit against the Auburn Maroons. Number 55, Jeff Frederick, the linebacker, hit McCall when he was out of bounds, and that's going to tack on some extra yardage to the run by Scott McCall.
You know, Scott McCall came out. He did a smart thing. When he got to the sideline, he slowed down just a little bit. I think Jeff Frederick didn't even know that he was out of bounds still, and he had kind of stopped there, and that's why he tackled him. But it was maybe 2 feet out of bounds, but Jeff probably didn't know exactly where he was. McCall is an excellent athlete. He eludes the defensive end coming in here. You see right there, Militello had him lined up. He just stepped right up, tucked the ball away, which is smart, the outside arm. Now see him stop right there? And I think the linebacker just thought he might have been out of bounds. Or I should say, check that, might have been still inbounds. And that's why he made that particular tackle. But that penalty really hurts the team.
Nevertheless, what Frederick thought, it hurts his ball club quite a bit.
And I'm sure Coach Al Burnetti's going to have a few words for him.
15-yard penalty tacked onto the run. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
And Auburn has just called the timeout.
Using its 2nd timeout of the first half. Clock frozen at 1:38 now remaining here in the first half. 14-7 ball game. West Genny on top.
In high school, the coaches are allowed to come out on the field and just get right in the huddle and talk to everybody, and that does help. I noticed there's some coaches that in college ball actually have their whole team come off to the sideline and just stand on the side where they can talk to them. West Genny cheerleaders. And they're saying, let's go Wildcats, right?
Cheering on their ball club this evening. First game of a doubleheader. The next ball game, it'll be RFA against CNS. The two teams clashed once this year. RFA winning that ball game 7-6.
First downs, West Genesee 7, Auburn 2. Auburn made both of those first downs count, though, by getting 7 points put on the board.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats as play resumes after the Maroon timeout. Football at the 21-yard line of Auburn. McCall gives to Conrad, tripped up on a nice play in the offensive backfield. Stop made by Jeff Alberici, number 63, the defensive tackle, who just got a piece of Conrad's leg as he was going by.
If Alberici hadn't have made that play, Thornton had really pushed Jim Farrington back about 4 or 5 yards, and there was a lot of room to run.
Scott Conklin, the split out on the right side, comes in motion. McCall, play action pass. Council chasing him. His pass is complete down to the 5-yard line, but penalty flags are down. It'll probably be called back. King was the receiver, number 84, the tight end, but it most likely will be a hold.
King made a great catch, and McCall made a beautiful throw also. It was low, and you're right, it is a hold. That was the flag was thrown in the air. You can almost tell by where the flags are thrown what the call was going to be. But what happened was when McCall threw the ball low, it couldn't be intercepted by exactly where he had thrown the ball. And that was a perfect place. King just had to go down and get the football and did an excellent job in doing that. But it's got to come back.
I guess not.
McCall is, they wait for the official call from Tim Ryan.
He's outside the frame of the body, behind him. Holding. Offense. Second down.
Referee Tim Ryan giving us the call. 1 minute remaining in the first half. West Jenny now facing a second down and long. Get the football back up 10 yards.
You're not related, are you, Dave Ryan?
No relation.
See what defense Auburn's using now. Farrington's bouncing back, and now he's back in a linebacker position. They're 4-4 defense for Auburn.
Chris comes in motion. McCall. Play action pass is batted down by Art Council, the defensive end.
And Billy Sullivan was open with a little room to run out there if Sullivan didn't knock the ball down. It's a similar play. They're using a lot of play action to freeze the linebackers. And look right there. You see Sullivan that's in the screen right in back of him? If he hadn't knocked the ball down, Sullivan would have been off to the races again. Billy already scoring one of the 2 West Tennessee touchdowns.
3rd and 20 from the 31. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. McCall throwing left sideline, looking for Doyle. Pass broken up at the last moment. Mike Dolan, number 85, the defensive back, makes a fine play in breaking that pass up from McCall to Doyle. It'll be 4th down.
Mike Dolan that time was in no man's land, meaning that he had lost sight of the wide receiver and was looking directly back at Scott McCall's eyes and reading him. When the ball was lofted, he had to make a play on the football, and that makes you feel so uncoordinated when you go up there to knock the ball down, but Dolan did a great job.
Conklin comes in motion. McCall throwing. Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 18, Scott Conklin, at about the 25-yard line. And we're just about set to take a timeout. 31 seconds remaining here in the first half. West Genesee 14, Auburn 7. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
This place is a dump, man. You ain't gonna make no money in here. You don't know nothing. I don't know nothing? I know that this is rotten. I know that I don't see no people in here. Well, where's your gold mine? It's down the street, man. The school. The school? Oh, I see. You're gonna get rich on selling gum to school kids. Not gum, man. This. For $10, the little snot-noses can blow their heads off. The little brats are dying to fry their brains. And I'm only too happy to help them. So where do they get the money? Who cares where they get it? As long as they get it.
.31 seconds remaining in the first half. Auburn taking over, fumble football, the first play from scrimmage, and the Wildcats take over 1st and 10. Mike King, number 84, jumping on the fumble, and the Wildcats get the football back with only 23 seconds remaining in the first half. A costly error, Ken Chase, for Auburn.
Yep, the ball was stripped there by Barry Thornton. Thornton had gotten there, grabbed Jeff Frederick, tackled him, then reached over, grabbed Steve Humphrey, stripped the football, fell on his back, saw that his fellow teammates had recovered the football, got up and did his Phil Simms pointing at the ground. And I think Phil yelled, "Die, you dogs," or something like that. But Thornton did a great job. How many times have we called that kid's name?
Auburn exercises its 3rd time out of the evening. Coach Bernetti wants to talk things over with his troops as far as what defensive strategy he's going to use.
I had a chance to talk to Barry Thornton before the game just a little bit. Barry wasn't a big talker, and he had walked out on the field. He was just been warming up just a little bit. Sweat's pouring off the kid's face. He looked like a lineman, you know. They just put on a uniform and they start sweating and everything. I love it. Auburn cheerleaders right there, cheering their maroons. What's a maroon? Is that a color? That's the color, right? The school color? Okay. So they're the Auburn Maroons.
18 seconds remaining in the first stanza. 14-7 ball game. West Genesee leads by a touchdown, and the Wildcats threatening football at the 20-yard line of the Auburn Maroons. 1st and 10.
It's going upstairs.
Doyle goes in motion. McCall rolling left, looking to throw. He's going to run with the football. 15-10. McCall still on his feet. He's knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And not only did McCall get himself a first down, but he got out of bounds, which is a very key play with only 10 seconds remaining. And now very key play for Coach Carruthers as he's going to either elect to go for the field goal here or try to punch it in.
You see right here, McCall's got the flank. He's thinking about going out of bounds. Then he sees it inside, and he says, no, I better get out of bounds real quick. He had the play. He was getting ready to go out of bounds, and he said, I saw a little too much opening, Coach. I got to try and score. That was a smart play. Then he got back towards the sideline, stopped it, got the first down, stopped the clock, did everything well. Now if they can punch it in. Well, this is exciting. 10 seconds left to go. Ball on the 5-yard line. This is so important because if you go in now, West Genesee with the score, boy, you go in and you're psyched and the coach is patting everybody on the back. If you're Auburn and you stop these guys right here, then the Auburn coaches say, look, we did it, we stopped them. Now we'll come back out the second half and really punch things in at them, you know. This is exciting. Let's see what happens.
Coach Carruthers striding off the field at about the 17-yard line of Auburn after giving his offensive unit the instructions. 10-6 of the clock remaining in the first half.
Potential for 2 plays, but I think they just might run the football.
Vallali in motion. Fake pitch. Conrad keeps it. Stop. Only 4 seconds remaining, and West Genny will have a chance for one more play. Coach Carruthers comes out to talk to his quarterback, Scott McCall. That time the Auburn defense read the play very well, stopping it short. Conrad not able to pull his way into the end zone. It's 2nd down and 4. Only 1 play remaining, though, in the first half.
What Auburn's doing now is they're bunching Alberici, Farrington, Tazi right there over the center and the 2 guards, and they're putting Chick and Frederick right on their tails, and they're hoping to just bunch that thing up. Once you got 5 yards to go, the defense compacts itself, and those are always tough 5 yards. So right now, Randy Conrad's not coming out of the game, is he? I thought he started to come out of the game. It looked like Coach Carruthers said, Randy, where are you going? Get back in there, son. We need you.
Licamelli comes out, and Carruthers will go for the field goal. So Conrad was coming out of the ball game along with McCall, the quarterback. Carruthers will take the conservative approach and attempt to tack on 3 points to his lead.
Now this is a tough kick too, because this isn't a point after. This really counts for for icing the lead a little bit. So there's a little more pressure on this kick for Nick.
From the left hash, football teed up with the 9, makes it a 19-yard field goal attempt from Licamelli. It splits the uprights. He's got it.
Licamelli! Love that name. Good job.
And that is the end of the first half of play at 17-7. West Genesee leading on the 19-yard field goal by Nick Licamelli.
Very good play. And what this does is now Auburn's got momentum too, because they stuffed them a little bit. So both teams feel pretty good about going into this second half.
That's the end of the first half. The score 17-7 West Genny over Auburn. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
Think for a minute. If every one of us gave just 5 hours a week, if we gave just 5% of what we earn to the causes we say we care about, it could add up to the biggest volunteer effort this country has ever seen. And we could accomplish things that right now we only dream about. Just 5 hours. Just 5%. It's not that much to give. But what we could get back is immeasurable.
The forest is home to many living things. That's why, if you're careless with fire when you go to the forest, you could burn a lot more than trees.
Back at the Carrier Dome, we are a few minutes away from the start of the second half. Section 3, Class AA, section semifinals. West Genesee battling Auburn. The halftime score, 17-7. The Wildcats of West Genesee leading Auburn by 10 points. That is tradition with our new channel's Cable 13 broadcast of the week. We check out the cheerleaders of both teams to see how they're supporting their clubs for the ball game. First is Auburn for this evening's game.
The Auburn Maroons, the first section of Auburn Maroons are Gina White, Julie McGinn, Jennifer Pirelli, Nancy Courier, Tracy Dragon, Aaron McAvoy, and Stacy Giltner. And those are the first section of Auburn Maroon cheerleaders. And now they've got a second group of cheerleaders that are with them also. And that second group is made up primarily of JV cheerleaders, and those cheerleaders are Chelsea Lynch, Lee Coolis, Shannon Swetzinowski, Celeste Norton, Kelly Thomas, Megan Shaman, Lynn Borsa, Tammy Kelly, April Spare, Krista Demora, Gretchen Half, and Melissa Mancini.
Doing a good job in supporting their teams. As you see, the Auburn cheerleaders about to get set on the routine at midfield here at the Carrier Dome on the campus of Syracuse University. And now the score 17-7 West Genny over Auburn. Let's take a look at the West Genny cheerleaders.
There's the West Genesee cheerleaders: Diana Linden, Helen McNamara, Debbie McManus, she's one of the captains, Laura Kess, Megan Calfez, Ann Endevery, Sue Butler, Laura Thurston, Danielle Tracy, another captain, Kelly Luke, Chris Luke, Kristen Landry, the third of the tri-captains, and coached by Ms. Christine Endinger, the West Genesee Wildcat cheerleaders.
The second half is coming up in just a moment. The score at halftime, 17-7 West Genesee over Auburn. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
My nag. Baby's here. See ya. Don't be late for it. I think she's been using drugs. Because I'm a brat. She refuses my help. She won't even listen to me. People sick of it. She's never understood me.
Hurting? God cares.
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
I will faithfully execute the office of the Presidency of the United States.
The office of the Presidency of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
The Constitution, the words we live by.
Back at the Carrier Dome, Dave Ryan alongside Ken Chase. Here's a look at the halftime stats.
West Genesee, 89 yards rushing, but there's the big difference, the passing, 142 yards, most of them going to Billy Sullivan and to Mike King on a couple of pass patterns. 231 total yards to 78 yards. So you can see right from there, the 8 first downs to 2, that 17-7 would be a probable score, and is the score. West Genesee in the lead. Right now you're going to see West Genesee doing exactly the same thing they did second half, balance the rushing and the passing attack. Hopefully Auburn, from their standpoint, will be able to do a little better than the 21 yards passing, because if they don't, they're going to succumb to the West Genesee defense, and they're not going to put up the proper amount of points on the board to take and invoke victory. Invoke victory. You like that, Dave?
I like it. To start the third period, 17-7 the score, West Genny, and the Wildcats will get the football first.
This has been a great football game, by the way. Great football. I've really enjoyed this very much.
Unarsha, number 15, the Swedish import, will kick from his own 40.
Fair. Is that how you say it? Fair.
Waits the official Tim Ryan signal. Christ is the deep man, standing at his own 3-yard line for West Genny.
Watch the boot this kid gets.
Oh. Knuckler to the left side. Taking it, number 23, Joe Dell, gets out toward the 30-yard line. That's where West Genny will take over 1st and 10. Tackle made on the special teams by Gauthier, number 35.
Joe Dell, that's Mark Dell's little brother. Looks the ball right into the old breadbasket. Right now he's heading towards the center of the field where his blockers are. Runs past one of his blockers there that's thrown a blind, and he brings the ball out to the 30, well, a little shy of the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, West Genesee.
The Wildcats have a 10-point lead. Doyle comes in motion on the top of your screen. Fake handoff to Doyle. McCall throwing to King, incomplete at the 35. He was being wrapped up in the offensive backfield. There we go, as an incomplete pass. Militello was involved in the pursuit tackle for Auburn. Just about getting to McCall on the play, but the incomplete pass sets up a 2nd and 10.
Watch, I think the interesting thing, the defense from Auburn, what they do is everyone angles in. They're all pinching. Watch the defensive tackles, the defensive ends. They're all pinching into the gaps to try and stop the inside running attack of the West Tennessee Wildcats.
Back split. Carey goes to Doyle off of right tackle. He's short of the 35-yard line. Stop made in the play by linebacker Rob DeChick, number 45. It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
The 155-pound senior had lots of running room, too, if DeChick didn't step up there and make that tackle. Because if he'd have gotten past DeChick, it would have been out into what we call dance land. That's when you get out and you're one-on-one with the cornerback and it's time to dance, throw that move, that juke. And Mike's got a few of those.
3rd and 5. McCall over center. Conrad, alone back in the backfield. McCall looking to throw. He's in trouble. Council running him down. Pass incomplete. Intended for Conrad, number 44, at about the 43-yard line of West Jenny. Council was breathing right down the neck of number 12. McCall, the quarterback, just got the pass away.
McCall is the master of improvisation. Right there, he's going to dump the ball to his tight end, Sullivan, and then he just flips it back. And if he'd have completed that, I'll tell you, Randy Conrad had some room to run because everybody was coming up to pursuit McCall, and McCall can run with the football, so that's the wise thing to do on defense.
Mancini is deep. The up back is number 28, Scott Sweeney. Doyle, low snap, gets it off, end over end punt and high. Fair catch called for by Mancini and fielded at the 35-yard line of Auburn. That's where the Maroons take over 1st and 10 with 10:42 remaining here in the 3rd period. 17-7 the score. West Jenny on top.
Good coverage there on that punt by the linemen. I noticed Herkula and Thornton were the first 2 down there, moving the big bodies down there. Mancini, and that's a tough thing to do. You're looking up in the air and you can hear these guys, and linemen growl. I mean, I don't care what anyone, even high school linemen, they growl, they snort, they do all those things. So when looking at that ball up there, trying to look it in your hands with these big men looking for you, that's a tough thing to do. It's a good catch by Mancini.
A move that may prove to be very costly for the Maroons, exercising one of their 3 timeouts in the second half very early. Only a minute and 18 seconds into action here in the second half of play. Apparently some equipment problems going on. Coach Brunetti coming out. And you see one of the West Jenny fans looking on. Hoping on that the ball club can win, up 17-7.
17-7 with a tough defense. Right now, Auburn's going to probably play the same type of defense that they have been playing. And I think when you're talking about timeout, I think they've got a player down. So perhaps they didn't have to take one of your timeouts, and it's just an injury timeout that it's for.
Quarterback Lattimore did officially indicate for a timeout, and the referee, Tim Ryan, gave him one. Apparently, Mancini is a player down. We are blocked from this particular angle in the press box from the official, Tim Ryan. Tough to tell right now. 10:42 remaining here in the 3rd period of play. 17-7 is the score. West Jenny on top. It was Mancini, number 26. He's being helped off with the aid of a couple of Auburn trainers.
I didn't see anything happen to him on the fair catch. Perhaps he got his foot tangled, well, not tangled, but stuck on the turf. If you've never played on football on turf, it's almost like a Velcro thing. And when you've got that foot and those great turf shoes catch right on that turf, it sticks, and you can twist an ankle, a knee. And that's why most football players, myself included, prefer to play on the old natural stuff that rips up and gets you muddy.
A lot better on the limbs, too. Knees, especially, the shock that one gets from the artificial turf.
And the scuff marks all over you, raspberries. Oh, you got it.
First and 10 for the Maroons. Campbell comes in motion. He'll get the football. Right side. Glenn Campbell had stood up after a gain of maybe a yard. Christ involved in the stop, among others, for West Genesee. Thornton and Hercula both there. Second down and long.
It's a play that they ran very effectively in the first half. West Genesee might have gone in to do their homework on this play. And right there, it's an off-tackle play designed to cut in between the two blockers that are one's kicking out the end, one's sealing inside. That particular time, there was good defense by West Genesee Wildcats, and they just came up and stuffed it for a 1-yard gain.
Second and 9. Lattimore calls the signals. One man in the backfield. Campbell in motion. Fake reverse. He ran into his own man. He's going to be stopped for a big loss. Busted play. Glenn Campbell, apparently a mix-up. It looks like he was supposed to hand that football off. Ken, what happened?
Well, that's called a counter crisscross. Right there, it's a counter going one way. It's supposed to be an inside handoff. Right there, their mesh wasn't well. That's a play that is a timing play, and it's got to be run and run and run. And it was very difficult. As Steve Humphrey was coming on the exchange, they just didn't seem to have their lanes down, and that's what happened. A little confusion in the backfield.
Humphrey lines up in the slot right. Another confusion, again, with the exchange from Lattimore. A gain of about a yard. Maybe that'll be about all for Auburn. Fourth down and long. The carry went to number 44, Dave Oliver, who is replacing Mancini.
Watch Thornton. Watch Thornton there. Boom! Right in the chest, and now driving just down there, and you start yelling things at him like, never run up the middle again. Now, Barry Thornton's playing a real good game.
Barrington gets off a spiraling high kick. Phillips will let it bounce, and wisely so, as it takes a good West Genesee bounce to about the 48-yard line of the Wildcats, and that's where West Genesee will take over first and 10 from about the 47-yard line of the Wildcats.
You know, my first 5 years of semi-pro football, I returned punts. And I've been watching Mike Phillips return punts, and he is the most relaxed kid. He reminds me of Phil McConkey. He's got the same number, the same kind of heart. And he's out there, and I thought for a second there the kid was going to run up and just try and catch that one in a pile of everybody, but discretion was the better part of valor that time.
Chris comes in motion. Pitch. Doyle, number 42, trying to turn the corner. 45-yard line, all the way down to about the 35-yard line of Auburn into Maroon territory. First and 10 for the Wildcats.
Now, when you've got a defense that makes your safety force the sweep. When you run a quick pitch, right now the safety doesn't have a chance to get up. Now watch Conrad at the top of the screen. Look at the block that he gets on the cornerback. He pushes the cornerback inside, allowing Doyle to get outside and get 10 to 15 extra yards. That was a good block and a good play selection by Coach Joe Carruthers.
About 20 for Doyle. It goes to Conrad right up the middle. Twists and turns his way to about the 30-yard line. Gain close to 5 yards. The big fullback doing his job on the first down carry. That's really what you need out of that first down carry, 5 or 6 yards. Conrad doing the job all night.
And what we talked about at the beginning of the game is once you get that first down situation, or you put them in a second down situation, check that second down situation of less than 6 yards, you now can do different things. Different plays can come out of your repertoire.
Conklin split on the bottom of your screen. Doyle comes in motion. Second down. Doyle bounces off one of his linemen. He's going to be caught for a big loss by Art Council, the defensive end.
That's exactly what Auburn needed to switch momentum around. If you notice the series before this, West Genesee pushed Auburn back about 10 yards. Now, right now, there, you just ran into the back of Jim Kelsey, and that gave Council a chance to get up there and look like a hog tying. Yeah. Yeehaw! Art Council's a good football player, and he hasn't been playing all the time on defense. I think he had an equipment problem first half, but he's back in there now playing defensive end, 6'4", 215.
Good look at the quarterback, Scott McCall. Third down. McCall rolling left, looking to throw. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Bill Sullivan, the tight end, number 88. Fourth down and long. We'll see what Coach Carruthers opts to do.
That's the first time that I think McCall has been out in the flank without having someone in his face, and that's the first time he's thrown the ball in back of somebody. He's there all by himself, throws the ball, and it's behind Sullivan. Even though he got a hand on it, very difficult when your momentum's taking you one way and the ball's in back. Scott McCall is 0 for 6 for his last 6. Joe Insell giving our crack statistician, giving the great information.
4th and 13. Chris in motion.
Uh-oh, Bill Chris. There he is.
Passing for Chris. Pass is intercepted. Steve Humphrey, number 11, comes down with it on the far side. And Auburn comes up with a big defensive play on 4th down. The Maroons take over 1st and 10.
Auburn hanging tough, hanging tough. Right now, Chris is running to the top part of your screen, and McCall has someone in his face. He lost it just a little much, just enough for Humphrey to step right in front and make a key interception. That would have been a 1st down if that ball had been completed, and West Tennessee might have put the final nail in the coffin. Right now, if Auburn can get a drive together, it's a brand new football game.
As it stands now, with 6:30 remaining in the 3rd period, 17-7 West Jenny. 1st down carry gets nothing for the Auburn Maroons.
Let's see who gets up from there. Oh, well, it's a surprise. It's Barry Thornton again with the big pop.
Rob DeChick, number 45 on the carry for the Maroons, got maybe a half-yard credit.
It's tough
according to the line judge, and it'll be 2nd and long.
Tough. Sorry about that, Dave. It's tough when you go up in the air as a running back, and you know you're going into that. They call it I think they should call it the Bermuda Triangle. They play a 7-man triangle defense, and when you get in the midst of that thing, it's tough. Thornton standing up now as a linebacker.
Campbell in the wingback. Lattimore to throw. Campbell has got it. 35. Enough for a 1st down. Officials mark him out of bounds at the 38-yard line of the Auburn Maroons. 1st and 10 for Auburn with 5:43 remaining in the 3rd.
Son Campbell seems to be the most exciting football player on the field today. He just seems to have more natural moves and everything. You see that catch? He went back of himself and caught the football. Turns and beautiful play. Ridden out of bounds there by Mr. Markdell.
Campbell lost the football on the way out of bounds, but luckily for Auburn was out when he fumbled the football, so the possession remains with the Maroons. This goes to Humphrey off the left tackle. He gets a couple of yards, putting the head down, 5 or 6. Bilali, the linebacker, number 35, makes the stop, 2nd down.
The thing you got to respect about Auburn is that they haven't deviated from their game plan. They're still going right up the middle. Now, there was a good block there by Frederick and Delastrito on Barry Thornton. They moved Thornton out of the way, and they got to clear the lane for Steve Humphrey, and Humphrey picked up 6 yards.
2nd and 4. Campbell in the slot, top of your screen. Ball carry to Chick again, number 45. Got a couple of yards across the 45-yard line. 3rd and about 3. The linebacker turned running back with the absence of Dave Mancini, who went down with an injury on the fair catch play at the beginning of the period.
Rob Manifold made a good play on that right there. Big 3rd down play. Thornton coming out of the game. He's replaced by number 76 for their team, Scott Grazer.
3rd down. Humphrey gets the carry off right tackle. He stopped short of the 1st. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and Coach Burnetti's going to take no chances here. With his club trailing by 10, 4.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd, he'll kick the football away.
Right now, he's got the counter. You see the kick-out block, but stepping up in there was Bilali, making a very good play from his middle linebacker position. No one got a chance to reach and block on him. He was free, and he made the tackle.
Farrington sinks his right foot into it, nearly blocked. Phillips receives at the 27. Averts a major hit there by the Auburn special teams. Gets that across the 30-yard line to about the 32. That's where West Jenny takes over 1st and 10. And again, Phillips playing Mr. Fearless, as the Auburn special teams players were right on top of him when he made the catch on that punt by Farrington, almost getting leveled.
So Mike's a little squirrely. Anybody who returns punts, you've got to have something wrong with you a little bit. After doing it for so many years, I know there's something wrong with me. I'm sort of starting to get that rapport with Mike, too.
Chris comes in motion, top of your screen. Pitch, Doyle left side. Mike Doyle, 35, 40. Still on his feet. Look out, he might go all the way. Nobody's going to catch number 42, Mike Doyle. Touchdown, West Tennessee.
No flags on the play. It's good. Oh, you see Mike rocket,
the
Mike.
The play covers 68 yards with 3:36 remaining here in the 3rd period. It's now 23-7. West Genesee. Mike Doyle, the pitch left, works to perfection, and West Genny now leads it by 16.
That was a beautiful play. The play they've been using all game that's been getting big yardage. They have the big fullback kicking out, and Mike Doyle went a long way down the sideline and got in the end zone and danced.
68-yard touchdown run for Doyle. Liccamelli attempts to tack on the point after touchdown. He's got it. 3:36 remaining in the third period. Now a 17-point advantage for West Genesee. And now once again Ken Chase in the shoes of Coach Bernetti. What do you tell your ball club?
Well, right now I'm telling them we're gonna have to put the ball in the air now. But let's take a look at this play. It's a quick pitch. He gets outside of Humphreys, and that's the key, because Humphreys was the cornerback who had to come up and contain. And right now it's just a foot race, and it's Doyle and the linebacker. And when it's Doyle and a linebacker, you know Mike Doyle is probably going to win, being a halfback and being used to scoring. And Mike Doyle got in the end zone. What you didn't see was he spins the ball, and then Mike does a little dance. That's the first time I've seen a kid in high school dance. Mike, that was great. I guess when you're, I'm sorry, Dave, but I guess when you're up by from 24-7, you can dance a little bit and get away with it. And Coach Carruthers probably wasn't too upset with that.
It's the 68-yard touchdown scamper by Doyle. Rob DeChick, the linebacker, couldn't catch him. For the Auburn Maroons, once he was in the open field, really no chance.
All right. Gotta see if do we have Mike Doyle's dance? Go ahead, Mike, work it. Mike said Irishman can do this too. Attaboy. Doyle, man. Oh, I gotta talk to that kid after the game and ask him. I gotta tell him he's gotta work on his steps a little bit too, you know.
Martell will kick off. Squib kick. Loose football. If West Genny jumped on that ball, it would have belonged to the Wildcats, but it's recovered by Auburn. And the Maroons take over 1st and 10 from about their own 34-yard line. But again, we have, unfortunately, an injured player for West Genny. It appears to be number 50, Tom Barry, on the special teams. You can see him lying at about the 33-yard line of the Maroons, being attended to by Coach Carruthers and a medical assistant for the Wildcats.
Those collisions that happen when you're running full speed for 40 yards and there's someone else running full speed at 40 yards, they say football is a contact sport. Football is a collision sport. And there are major collisions happening all the time. Right then, there's a collision. And invariably, somebody does get a little dinged, get a little hurt. Hopefully he'll be okay.
See the tight end Art Council, along with the rest of the Auburn offensive unit. Now look at the West Genesee fans. Having some fun. Also starting to see some CNS RFA crowd arrive. That's the second ball game on this Twi-Nighter tonight. Twin bill of high school football action. Section 3, Class AA sectional semifinals. 3:32 remaining here in the third period. 24-7 the score. West Genny on top. After the injured player, Tom Barry, number 50, came off the field under his own power, thankfully, for the Wildcats.
Passing 33 for Auburn, 133 for West Genesee.
Quarterback Larrington in trouble throwing. He's got a wide open Glenn Campbell at the 32-yard line, and Campbell could not come up with it.
West Genesee had 142 yards passing to 33 yards for Auburn, and Auburn had a chance to tack on some more yards to that passing stat if Glenn could have come up with that football. And that's exactly what they've got to do when you ask what Coach Carruthers is going to do. This is it. You see the defender fall down. Campbell is out there. Yeah, you got to get him.
You don't get any more open than that.
You just regroup, come back, go back at him.
2nd and 10. Penalty flags down. The first time we've seen 3 backs line up in parallel to one another or next to one another like that for the Auburn Maroons so far, and that could be the penalty. We'll see.
It's a full house backfield. I didn't see the initial call. Well, we are going to get the call for Tim Ryan now.
Dead ball, no mouthpiece on the offense, 2nd down.
Five-yard penalty goes against the Maroons for failure to wear the mouthpiece, as referee Tim Ryan tells us.
Required equipment everywhere up through college.
2nd and 15. Campbell in the slot to the right of his quarterback, Lattimore. Give goes straight ahead for a couple of yards. Varali on a nice play, the linebacker bottling it up. Carry went to number 37 for the Auburn Maroons.
And unfortunately, since when I talked to the coach before the game, he said that he had brought about 7 or 8 JV players with him. So they're not going to be on the roster. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to read off some of the names for some of these football players because we just don't have them.
2:35 remaining in the third. Lattimore in trouble. Bounces off a couple tacklers. Running for his life. Fumble football on the far sideline. Recovered by West Genesee. We'll see if that football was down or not.
I think he recovered it, but what happened was when he recovered the football, he slid out of bounds. And the rule says that you have to be in possession of the football while the ball is still in the field of play prior to going out of bounds. And that was, he was chased out by number 76, I think. Grazier was right on him. And there you see the big man just reaching behind him. Now watch number 70 coming up here, Len Van Horn. Now Len, just take your time, buddy. And he's just trying to save it. The ball was going out of bounds. He did the best he could. Flags down again, David.
Barrington had set up in his own end zone to punt the football away. Phillips deep, but penalty flags are dropped once again. So Auburn beating itself here in the third period with a lot of mental mistakes. Trailing by 17, Coach Brunetti's team really can't afford mistakes like that. And from that last statement, apparently the penalties against West Genesee might be another equipment call.
Dead ball, failure to wear proper equipment on the defense, 4th down.
5-yard penalty still makes it a 4th and 30 for the Maroons. And Farrington now giving a little more room to kick. Releases from about his own 5. Not a good kick at all. End over end punt. Bounces at the 32. Takes a nice Auburn bounce toward midfield. And is down there at about the 45-yard line. Covering on the special teams, number 61, Mark Warden. 1st and 10 on the 30-yard kick by Farrington as West Genesee takes over.
Right now, Auburn has got to get what defenses say, 3 and out. 3 downs, punt the ball, and turn around and get the ball back to their offense. It's getting to that crucial time where the possession of the football is very, very key. And with West Genesee having a good running attack, that's going to be a tough thing to do.
Doyle will have the 68-yard touchdown run, comes in motion. Give goes to the first man through, Randy Conrad, the big fullback, number 44. Bowls his way ahead for a couple of yards. Shaken up on the play again for West Genesee. Lineman Jim Kelsey, number 75, the guard, a 6'1", 185-pound senior, but apparently he's all right. Going back to the huddle, it'll be 2nd down.
It's been a hard-hitting contest. Don't let the 24-7 score fool you, because this couple of big plays here, big plays there, and we could be looking at an even football game. West Genesee has just been dominating, though, as far as capitalizing on turnovers.
Conklin, the motion man, top of your screen. Pitch to Doyle. Mike Doyle, big yardage again. Rolls his way ahead. He's close to a 1st down. Humphrey made the stop at about the 35-yard line of Auburn, but that's the play that went for the big 68-yard score a few moments ago.
Now watch this. This is almost a forward pass. Look how far up the line the ball goes, and that's so that the wide receiver can come and get a good kick out there. And he did that, and this time Humphreys did make the tackle, and it's 1st down for the West Genesee Wildcats, as not only are they moving closer to scoring one more time, but most importantly from their perspective, they're running the clock down.
53 seconds remaining in the third period. Back split behind the quarterback McCall. Malali in motion. Conrad is stood up after a gain of about a yard. His forward momentum give him maybe 2 or 3 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down. We'll call it 6.
Good tackle by Rob the Chick. Rob just came in there and stuck his nose right in the midsection of Randy Conrad and stopped his forward progress. And you don't see too many people one-on-one do that.
Conrad and Doyle will line up behind the quarterback, Scott McCall. Malali. Split on the near side. Second down, McCall's in trouble. Council wrestles him down to the turf. Big loss.
And that was a smart play there by McCall. He cocked the arm and got ready to throw, but decided to hold on to the football, which was the smart thing to do. You see him drop back. Now watch Council just run right past Mike Doyle. I mean, no excuse. I mean, Doyle was 5'9", 155. Council's 6'4", 215. Definitely a mismatch. And Council just came in there and tied him.
That is the end of the third quarter. We're set for a timeout. The score after 3 periods inside the Dome. West Genesee 24, Auburn 7. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
It's the ultimate NFL highlight show. Every Sunday, see the greatest action from every game played that day. More NFL highlights than ever before in one show. Join Chris Berman, Pete Axthelm, and Tom Jackson for NFL Prime Time. Sundays at 7 Eastern, only on ESPN.
If you have teenagers, I'm asking you to have a very difficult talk with them. Not about sex. A lot of us, that would be easy compared to drugs. Drugs like cocaine and crack. But you must talk to them about drugs. If you don't talk about it, if you don't fight it, why should they? The idea of your kids using cocaine or crack ought to scare you to death. So please, learn about it and talk about it.
Back inside the Carrier Dome alongside my broadcast partner Ken Chase. This is Dave Ryan. We have 12 minutes remaining in this contest. Sectional semifinals. West Genny leading over Auburn 24-7. And after Coach Brennan's team, a big third down at about 15 from the 40. Defensive play very important here.
Last time they were in this situation, and it was in the first half, Coach Brunetti brought a lot of players and put a lot of pressure on McCall. McCall's the kind of kid that if he has plenty of time to throw the football, he can hurt you any way, any shape, any fashion. And he improvises so well.
West Genesee has exercised its first timeout of the second half, leaving the Wildcats with 2 here in the second stanza. Leading by 17 points, Coach Carruthers talking with his ball club at about midfield. The offensive unit taking a look at some of the West Genny fans, and also the RFA CNS people coming in here, and that's the Auburn side.
Yeah, Joe Carruthers doesn't do it alone. He's got help. He's got assistant coaches Tim Chavara, Joe Licamelli, and his manager is Nels Nicholson. And on Auburn's side, they have a couple of coaches too. Coach Al Brunetti, actually is the head coach. And there's a couple of ball players that I played football with last year as the Syracuse Express. And Lou Pelton, who was coach of the offensive line, he was the big fellow over there in back of Coach Brunetti. And Mike Duncan, who plays outside linebacker for the Syracuse Express. And if you want to talk about hitting, Mike Duncan knows everything about that. That kid loves to hit. Fantastic football player. And I'm sure he's imparting a lot of that knowledge and intensity to some of these defenders for the Auburn Maroons.
Coach Carruthers jogs off at the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 15 officially. From the 40. Malali in motion. Pitch to Doyle. Gets around one man. Mike Doyle trying to turn the corner. He does it, but he'll be short of the first down. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Involved in the stop number 35, Gauthier, along with Chick.
This play probably was something that they weren't looking for. They probably looked for the play to go in the air, but this has been very successful. Again, just a quick pitch, and Doyle just doing it all by himself. And that time, he's hog-tied out of bounds by Rob DeChick, who has been playing a very good football game from his middle linebacker position. The 5'10", 190-pound senior for the Auburn Maroons. I saw him before the game. The kid has just got muscle packed on top of muscle. Looks like he's bigger than 190.
Quarterback Scott McCall on 4th and 6. Back to pass. Fumbles the football. Auburn has got it. At the 29-yard line, the Maroons take over 1st and 10.
Another one of the JV football players, I believe, because again, we don't have his number on here, number 38, but he made a good play, and he's excited. Now you see McCall, he stands in the pocket well, he sees a break in the middle, and he tries to go through, but he gets an arm is grabbed, and that squirts the ball free. And I believe that was Joe Alberici who reached in there and popped the ball free. First down for Auburn. They got to get something on the board right now.
Wingback Humphrey along with Glenn Campbell. Lattimore to throw. Pass nearly intercepted by Mike King, number 84, at the 30-yard line.
You know what happened on that play? He ran the initial out, and Humphreys was open, but the defensive end coming in from the right side forced him, and that was Darren McLaren, put his hands up and forced him to pump the ball. When he did that, Mike King had an extra opportunity to gain an extra step going towards the wide receiver, and that's what put Mike King in such a good position there. He's playing a good ball game too, by the way, Mike King is.
Full house backfield. Humphrey in the slot left. Campbell comes in motion. He'll get it. Tries the left side. Leaping his way toward the 32 or 33-yard line. For all his effort, maybe got a yard or two. It'll be third down and long.
Now, if you watch this play, the play is a motion play. Now, there's a potential for the play to go outside, but it was a good block, and he just read the head. Humphreys made a good block, but King kept his feet. And by keeping his feet, he could go over the fallen blocker and make a play. Another good play by Mike King. Doing it all right now this series.
3rd and 7. Wingback formation. Lattimore under pressure is throwing. Completes the pass to his tight end out to the 45-yard line. First down, and a big first down indeed for the Auburn Maroons. On the receiving end of that pass, Zimmel, number 82, who caught a touchdown pass early in this ball game from J.P. Lattimore.
This is a play they had to have to keep the series going, and you see the shoot is right on the money. Lattimore put it right on his numbers. Nice move there, and he gets across the 45-yard line, and it's a first down Auburn. Auburn needed that, and momentum might be swinging their way, but they're going to have to get more plays like that together in a big hurry.
Campbell, the motion man, goes to the first man through Oliver. Dave Oliver, number 44, gets toward midfield. Gain of about 2 or 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Just like we talked about with Conrad being able to break one, look at Oliver right here. If he breaks free, you don't see anybody coming in the picture. Oliver was brought down by Vallali, who just made a great one-arm tackle there to bring him down. Oliver filling in for the injured Dave Mancini.
He's alone back in the backfield, back in the wing formation. Lattimore in trouble. Vallali chasing him down. His pass is overthrown, incomplete.
And there's a flag down, and it's in that holding vicinity.
Zimmel, number 82, the intended receiver at about the 40-yard line of West Genesee, but there is a flag down.
And there's Tim Ryan, and he's talking to the West Genesee captain. Oh, that's an illegal block below the knees. You're not allowed to go below the knees when someone, even if you're coming and your head is in front of the ball player, you can't chop them down below the knees. Let's hear the call by Tim Ryan.
Legal block below the waist on the offense, 2nd down.
You have to block, and it has to be above the waist, what they're trying to do. Now watch, you see the block at the top of the screen there? That's exactly what they were talking about. You can't block someone down there. What they're trying to do is eliminate the knee injuries that are happening nowadays. And by that, they want you to block the kid in the chest, and that'll alleviate a lot of the injuries that we're seeing to the legs.
2nd and 25. Lattimore will throw on 2nd down. He's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked for another big loss. Vallali brings him down all the way back to the 20-yard line of the Maroons. It'll be 3rd down and forever now.
Joe Carruthers plays basically a straight defense. This time Vallali was coming. Vallali got blocked off there by Campbell, but kept going. And I got to give some credit, too, to Scott Conklin, who was playing some good defense down there and really shut Zimmel down. Zimmel didn't have any room out there, and it might have just been an interception if he'd have tossed the ball up there.
Loss of 10 more yards makes it 3rd and 35 from the 21 of the Maroons. Campbell comes in motion. Penalty flags are dropped and whistles stop play. We've already seen 2 infractions due to equipment problems. This time encroachment will go against West Genesee.
Yeah, someone was lined up in the neutral zone then.
One on the other side. Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, third down.
I remember being in high school and hearing encroachment and thinking, what is that? What did I do to cause that encroachment? I mean, it was more than 2 syllables, well beyond anything that I had ever picked up, any literary things that I'd read.
5-yard penalty doesn't help Auburn's cause out that much. Still 3rd and 30, and they're running the football. Dave Oliver is bottled up. Coach Bernetti opting not to throw the football on 3rd down and very long, and they'll send the punting unit in. Jim Farrington will handle the duties, number 74.
Coach Bernetti wanted that. Usually in those situations, the defense is looking for the pass, and those guys have their ears back and they're coming hard, and you can bust a quick one up the gut. That situation, it didn't work.
Farrington will kick. Short hops the snap and does a nice job with it. Football bounces. Phillips is going to try to fit. Now he's going to run away from this one. It'll bounce out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, in between the 28 and the 29-yard line of West Genesee. Phillips has a lot of guts, but not on that play. Decided better not field this one. A lot of guys coming my way.
There were 8 guys pursuing on that case, and I really thought he had that glow in his eyes, sort of like, I picked the ball up, so like it crunched a little bit. You do wonder about those guys, because they know they're going to get smacked when the ball is up in the air. Mike Phillips and Dave Mancini on the Auburn team, both doing a very good job returning those punts.
1st and 10 for West Genesee. Conklin in motion. Conrad, pitch right. Good pursuit tackle on the left side. Play made by Scott Sweeney, the defensive back, number 28, as he was able to stop Conrad and did a good job in containing. That's that cornerback's job, is to bring him in toward the middle of the field, and if the big guys hit him, Sweeney did a good job.
That's the first time that in a while that the cornerback has actually come across and beat the block, because what's happening is the offside back becomes the lead blocker in that quick pitch. And that's the first time that they got that kind of penetration. And you look for Auburn to be playing a lot tighter now, thinking West Tennessee is going to be running the ball.
Conrad right up the middle. Dives ahead to about the 32-yard line of the Wildcats. Sets up a 3rd down, and we'll call it about 8. 7:17 remaining in the 4th period. 17-point edge for the Wildcats of West Genesee. Trying to win on their season, their 7th overall game of the year against 2 losses. Came into tonight's action 6-1 in the league, 6-2 overall. One of those losses coming to a Seton Catholic team we saw on New Channel's Cable 13 premier high school broadcast of the year back in September.
Ooh, nice little smack out there.
Mike Doyle, the ball carrier, gets about to the 35-yard line, short of a 1st down, and West Jenny is forced to punt the football back to the Maroons. So Auburn will get another crack at it, trailing by 17 points. They need a lot of action in a hurry. 4th and about 6 with 6:30 remaining here in period number 4. Doyle back to punt. Stands at his own 20-yard line. Mike Doyle, who has a touchdown run, gets a snap on a bounce again. Poor snap. Gets a good kick away. Football bounces away from Auburn. They'll have no choice but to let this one roll. Sullivan is there, number 88, to down the football at about the 23-yard line. And that's where the Auburn Maroons take over 1st and 10, trailing by 17 points, just over 6 remaining here in the 4th.
You wonder why they pick the ball up when the punt bounces. And you saw the roll. They got about 10 yards on the roll there. And that's why I usually try to stop it. But see Doyle keep the ball in front of him like a shortstop, step up, get a good extension, good kick. Might be Doyle doing it all.
1st and 10 for Auburn. Campbell, the wingback at the bottom of the screen. Lattimore under pressure from Halali. Gets away from one man, throwing as he's just about to be hit. His pass is incomplete, intended for Zimmel, the tight end, number 82. Lattimore has very little choice but to dump that ball off as he was in the arms of John Vallali, number 35, the linebacker.
Darren McLaren, along with John Vallali, applying that pressure. And Joe Carruthers right now is saying, We know you've got to throw the football. We're going to bring 7 guys. And you see up on top of the screen, it looks like J.P. Lattimore is injured. It was the type of tackle where he didn't see the guy coming. And those are the kind that seem to hurt the most, is when you're concentrating on throwing the ball downfield and someone wraps up on you from behind. If you've noticed in watching a lot of the pro games, as I'm sure you do, Dave, the high injury rate amongst quarterbacks in the NFL now, I really believe it's attributed to 2 things. One thing is playing on this type of surface. I think this surface doesn't really have much give. It's just carpet put on top of concrete, and also with the size and speed of some of these linemen nowadays, with the blind side hits that are going on, even though they've got the in the grass rule, doesn't seem to be working. What do you think?
Tough to say. Of course, the rule was, I believe, adjusted last year to allow the linemen 1 step before they get to the quarterback, and that's all, as opposed to 2 before they can really level on the quarterback after the quarterback had released the football, down to 1 step. I remember reading in Sports Illustrated football preview last year. But this year, apparently, it's not really done a lot of good. A lot of quarterbacks have gone down in the NFL. And it's a serious issue, something to look at, certainly, on that level of play. Willie Burazzi is the new quarterback, number 10 for Auburn. Back to more important items here. Reverse, Campbell, nothing doing. Darren McLaren, the defensive end, number 65, was right there to stop that play cold. And I guess now with Coach Bernetti trying to pull the rabbit out of the hat, so to speak, trick plays with a reverse really didn't work. A big loss.
That was the play that they tried to run before, and Campbell and Humphrey hit each other in the backfield. We called it the counter crisscross because you're running the counter, and then you've got the other wingback crisscrossing across from him and taking the ball, and hopefully it usually busts wide open. That particular situation, too much penetration by McLaren.
3rd and 15. Could see some movement on the offensive line for Auburn. Some of the West Genny players are applauding. Official Tim Ryan will tell us the exact call. Procedure is the initial call against the Auburn Maroons. 4:58 remaining here in the 4th. 17-point lead now for West Genny.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 3rd down.
I'll look at the top of the screen there. Just the tight end just took a step off. There's a new quarterback in. Maybe he wasn't used to the snap cadence or something, but he was offsides, and that's a 5-yard penalty. Auburn coming right back at him.
Burazzi to throw. On 3rd down, his pass is incomplete, batted down, and tipped up at the line of scrimmage. Randy Conrad, number 44, the linebacker. All kinds of pressure on the quarterback. And Auburn again will be forced to bring the punting unit in and kick the football away.
You know, when you look at the Auburn team, they are seeming just a little rattled now. But across their front line, they've got their 2 offensive tackles are juniors. Their center, their other offensive guards are juniors. It's not a great kick.
Barrington's punt will be allowed to bounce to the 30. Takes a good Auburn roll to about the 35-yard line. Phillips didn't get a chance to return that one, and that's where West Genny takes over 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line of Auburn, leading this ball game by 17. Only 4:28 remaining here in the contest.
Yeah, as I was saying, Glenn Campbell, Dave Mancini, these guys are all juniors, and they'll all be back next year. This is a good experience for them to have a taste of being in the dome, to have an opportunity to show everybody what they can do. But it's also going to be something that next year, when they come back, that they're going to grow on. You can never replace experience. That's the thing that's such a key. And when you get to be an older ball player like myself, Dave, and people say, well, you're a step slower, you say, but I've got that experience now, laddie. And hopefully I pick the right place to be. It's getting a little cool in here, isn't it? Inside the dome, a little cooler.
Certainly is. West Genesee coming off a win over CNS, 23-0 last week, while the Maroons were blasted by the Black Knights of RFA last weekend, 35-0. Those 2 teams will meet in the next game here at the nightcap of the doubleheader. We will be back next week for the championship game of Section 3. The semifinals going on tonight. Next weekend, the winners of these 2 ball games. The first one looks like it will be West Genesee, leading by 17 points over Auburn. Next week, we'll have that ball game right here on new channels and Cable 13.
And we'll be here.
New quarterback, Conklin, number 18, takes things over to Scott Conklin, the junior. In motion, David Marcus, number 17. As Joe Carruthers is emptying the bench a bit, number 39, Shane Perry, gets the carry off right tackle. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Play involved and stop involved by Joe Bona, number 52 for Auburn.
There's nothing like being able to go home and tell everybody, yeah, I played in the zone. That's a great feeling. And I know these kids are sky high right now. It doesn't make any difference if it's 24 or whatever to 7. It's just being able to go out there and compete and to say I was a part of this program. That's what's important.
Reserve running back Chris Channels, a 5'10", 150-pound senior, comes into the ball game, bringing the play from Coach Carruthers. And penalty flags are dropped. Apparently delay of game will go against the Wildcats. Scott Conklin having some problems in getting the play off before the 25-second clock expired.
You can see him sprinting to the line, too.
Delay game, offense, second down.
Back to Wildcats up 5. Sets them about a 2nd and 15 from the 41-yard line of the Maroons. Scott Conklin brings the troops to the line. Channels comes in motion. Middle of your screen. To the second man through, number 39 on the carry, Shane Perry. With 3:25 remaining here in the fourth period. No gain in the play. It'll be third down about 15. Bringing in the play now is Jeff Campbell, number 48, along with number 5, Paul Valenti, a 5'8", 155-pound senior. It's just a formality now before this ball game will be over. Valenti now calls the signals, and there's movement on the offensive line. The right side of the line is a lot of the reserve for Coach Carruthers Wildcats getting a chance to play here in the final moments. And that appeared to be a legal procedure all the way. Backs the Cats up 5.
Well start on the offense, third down.
Yeah, it was clear right there in the top of the offensive tackle, the top of the screen. Again, these guys aren't used to being in there and meshing together as often as the first team is. And not only is this have fun time, but there's a lot of guys out there that want to impress the coach, show them that they can run with the first team.
West Jenny will be in action next week. Confusion with the exchange. Paul Valenti, number 5, the quarterback, running into his running back Joe Dell, number 23. It'll be fourth down, and now West Jenny will be forced to punt the football away.
Again, that's all timing. If you don't get a chance to run those plays often in practice, when you get out here, it's tougher to do. And you got to get the timing down. That's all it is.
Doyle will punt again. He'll release from about his own 45-yard line. Humphrey is deep. Gets a good snap this time. High kick to the right side of the field. Budarazzi is around the football, but he'll let it bounce as it goes to about the 18-yard line of the Maroons. That's where Auburn takes over 1st and 10. He's down the football for the special teams. Darren McLaren, number 65, the defensive end for Joe Carruthers Wildcats. 1st and 10 for Auburn. Only 146 stands between the Wildcats and their 7th win of this 88 campaign. The sectional victory will put them in next Friday's finals against the winner of RFA CNS coming up right after this one, next Saturday night. 1st and 10 now for Auburn. Campbell lines up in the slot left. Humphrey right. Budarazzi in trouble. Rolling left, looking to throw. He unloads it high toward midfield. Lots of people are there. Up for grabs. It's intercepted by Scott Conklin, number 18.
Scott Conklin's been playing a good safety all game, and that's why when they've rolled out and tried to throw him deep, Scott's always been back there. The key thing to playing defensive back is always keeping your body in between the goal line and the man. Now right now it's just a Hail Mary time, and you see where Scott is. He's right there in perfect position. He goes up, Campbell tips the ball, he keeps his eye on the football and makes a real good play. Where he's brought down there by Zimmel, but now it's all over. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Under a minute now remaining in the fourth. Football at midfield. West Jenny goes up to the line of scrimmage. Paul Valenti, number 5, calls the signal. Fake pitch. Hands off to Shane Terry, the second man through. Got 2 or 3 yards, and now the clock has just got to run out. This football game will be all over with.
I think that the folks at home can't hear our producer, director Jeff Steyer in the booth, but Jeff doesn't really, he doesn't think I have a good singing voice, but he's been doing a great job, as has everyone here.
I'm afraid Jeff's right about your singing voice.
Oh, gosh.
20 seconds remaining in the contest. West Jenny will win its 7th of the year. Coach Joe Carruthers has got to be impressed with a very good all-around effort, as the fumbled football might belong to Auburn. I guess I spoke a little bit too soon. The 2nd and 3rd units for West Genesee just trying to keep things going. The clock expires and the ball game is over. West Genesee has advanced to the sectional finals next Saturday right here inside the Carrier Dome. And we'll have it on new channels and Cable 13 Sports against either CNS or RFA. The final score from the Dome, West Genesee 24 and Auburn 7. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
How do you find out when an administration is corrupt? How do you find out when a government is hiding the truth? How do you find out about those who would like you not to find out? To become better informed about the role of a free press and how it protects your rights, contact the First Amendment Center.
Charles Bronson isn't happy.
Sure takes guts to vandalize parks or beat up on trees. But that's what some jerks are doing to our public lands. Only the land can't fight back. So we can. We can save our land, you and me. Let's face it, someone who gets his kicks punching out flowers shouldn't be too much of a match for us.
Right, take pride in America. Post Office Box 1339, Jessup, Maryland 20794.
Back in the Carrier Dome, I'm here with Mike Doyle, New Channel's player of the game. Mike, congratulations. You beat a game Auburn Maroon team. Tell me how the victory feels right now.
Feels great. We tried hard, and I think we deserved it. We all played them.
You know, you had a great game. You had about 140 yards on the ground. Would you like to attribute that to anybody on the offensive line? Notice Randy Comrade, some great kick-out blocks for you. Is that the way the play is designed to run, with one of you guys blocking for the other?
Yeah. Randy goes out and tries to kick out, and I cut it back up inside. And I just do my best. And the line did great tonight.
Yeah, you had some great seal blocks on the defensive ends also.
Yeah. Jim Kelsey goes on the outside and kicks out the end for me. And John Valley comes back and tracks back and just opens up the whole outside.
So this guarantees that you get a chance to play against one of these two teams, either Rome Free or CNS. You got a preference?
I think we can play with both of them. We can play with both teams.
Did you play either one of these teams before?
We played CNS and Rome before, and I think we can beat both of them, hopefully. We play good.
All right, that's great. You know, I got to tell you something. Your touchdown run. You want to describe that run for me?
It was just a great block on the outside. You got the pitch with Scott McCall, and the blind blocked great. It was all wide open. And I wasn't going to stop.
And then when you got in the end zone, you're the first kid I've seen, and I was teasing because I said, you know, even Irish kids have some rhythm too. But, you know, so we got to work on those steps, Mike.
You can teach me.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to teach you, but I tell you what I can do. I can shake your hand and tell you congratulations and good luck. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
And now, right to Dave Ryan with the winning coach, Coach Carruthers.
Very much with winning head coach Joe Carruthers of West Genesee. Coach, a very big win for your ball club in the sectional semis.
Well, Auburn was tough and the kids played well. We feel fortunate to win, but certainly glad.
Now next week, tough to look ahead already, but RFA is playing CNS, and you can see some of the ball players warming up behind us here on New Channel. Tough ball game. You going to stay around and watch?
Yeah, we'll stay around and catch a glimpse of them. We're also going to tape them upstairs so that we'll have a look. Both these teams are great teams. Cicero, super team. Unfortunately, they lost a couple good players due to injuries, but they have the size and the strength to overcome that, I think. And, of course, Rome is always tough. They've got good coaching, and they come to play. And I think it'll be an exciting game for the fans to watch.
Back to tonight's ball game. What did you feel with the keys to the victory? Mike Doyle, a great evening, unofficially 142 yards on the ground.
Well, you got to give some credit to the line, of course, and Randy Conrad made some real tough yardage inside to collapse the middle down for us and allowed Michael to go outside. And Michael's got great speed and he's a great talent. And Michael's a super nice kid, so you'd love coaching him, you'd love being associated with him. So I was glad to see him do as well as he did. I think he and Scott McCall were the keys to our offense, along with a good hard running by Randy Conrad.
So a big win for your team. Now next weekend, we'll see you next weekend inside the Carrier Dome, either RFA or CNS.
Yeah, I look forward. We'll play either one of them.
All right, Coach, thanks very much and good luck next weekend.
Thank you.
Coach Joe Carruthers, the winning coach of West Genesee, back with a final statistics and a final word right after this. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.
Think for a minute. If every one of us gave just 5 hours a week, if we gave just 5% of what we earn to the causes we say we care about, it could add up to the biggest volunteer effort this country has ever seen. And we could accomplish things that right now we only dream about. Just 5 hours. Just 5%. It's not that much to give. But what we could get back is immeasurable.
The forest is home to many living things. That's why, if you're careless with fire when you go to the forest, you could burn a lot more than trees.
Back at the Carrier Dome, Dave Ryan alongside Ken Chase. The final score this evening, West Genesee defeating the Auburn Maroons by the final of 24-7. Ken, your thoughts on the ballgame?
Well, I thought that basically West Genesee put it all together. They ran the ball. They threw the ball. They were effective defensively. And we didn't talk about defense enough because a lot of times those are the unsung heroes. But Thornton and Hercula and those linemen, they kept getting penetration. They stopped what Auburn did best, and that's running the football. And after that, it was just West Jenny, 24-7.
Let's take a look at some of the final stats for this evening's ball game and the keys to those stats.
Well, basically what you got is Auburn rushing the ball 30 times, West Jenny 202. Right there, you don't even have to go further. That's the football game. But passing 142-49, so we give a total of 344 yards. When you can put that together in a high school game, you're really putting on a lot of points. But the 79 yards for Auburn shows, again, good defense by West Genesee. 10 first downs to 4. The penalties were inconsequential. Really what you're talking about was just a total domination by the West Genesee Wildcats.
It's getting a little bit loud here inside the Carrier Dome as the national anthem is being played in the background. RFA and CNS getting set to square off in the other sectional semifinal. Now we'll have the winner next week right here on New Channel Cable 13. The winner of RFA CNS against West Genesee. That'll just about do it. The final score once again, West Genesee 24, the Auburn Maroons 7. For Ken Chase, this is Dave Ryan saying so long. You're watching New Channel Sports on Cable 13.